Now, since President Trump's election night victory, many liberals living in blue states losing sleep due to what's now called Trump-induced insomnia. We've got some news report tracking down these so-called victims to ask about what's going on. Here's one, Susan Rogers. She's a poet from California. She said in her dreams she was, quote, hurtling through space with no direction on a plane that she discovers with horror has no pilot. And if you thought that was odd, we've got Leah Grover, a Chicago writer, spent more than one night calculating where in her home she could build fake walls behind which to hide immigrants facing deportation. Let's bring in psychiatrist Dr. Steve Ablow with me to break this down. Doctor, are these maladies serious?
Well, they're serious for these people if you take them at face value. And I'll take you to the Keith Ablow School of Psychiatry for a second. What are all of these folks talking about? And I've read many more. They're all about having no personal power. They're all about being helpless, hurtling through space. Even the walls that this woman speaks of building, she says they're fake walls. Okay, well, here's the thing. I think that these folks are actually people who were cleaved from their autonomy by the prior administration and who don't know anymore that when you are faced with someone with whom you disagree, when there are politics that are very much in the direction that you don't agree with, what you do is you fight back. You come up with your own ideas. You're never at a loss for authority if you have faith and the willingness to express yourself and take chances, if you have courage. These folks are expressing the opposite, how frightened they are because they don't seem to feel any independence, any sense of manifest destiny for themselves. That's the toll of the last 8 years.
You know, we have another dream. Lindsay Steinman, she's a consumer researcher, told by her gynecologist to consider meditation after she complained of stress and poor sleep from trying to work full-time and so forth. It's all about bringing down a fascist regime at the same time. Are they hitting the midnight snacks too much here, or are they having a steady diet of, you know, a certain type of news coverage from the liberal left that's filled with all sorts of 2-inch deep conspiracy fear-mongering? What do you think, Doctor?
Well, listen, meditation, I'm all for it. What does it do? It centers people. So maybe her doctor was right. He was saying, listen, you're not centered. You don't have an anchor in your life. And again, I really think that there's been a terrible price to pay for government taking the place of individual thought and intention for the last 8 years. Now comes somebody who says, you must do for yourself, I'll give you the tools, and we have to have a real America. Well, guess what? Detox can be tough. People have nightmares. They do. They go through a lot. You tell them you have to stop the drugs and the alcohol. We're not living in a fantasy land. What do they experience? Stress. Okay, but it's good stress because your feet are now firmly on the ground.
Dr. Keith Ablow, so great to see you. Come back soon, okay?